Yeah, so I'm right here in Photoshop. This is my canvas. That's where all the magic happens. And this is my tools panel. These are my tools. These are my layers. And I've got this very beautiful design I just put together just some few hours ago. Okay, so now we want to use it to demonstrate how you can save your work. It is unsafe, as you can see, it's untitled. So it is absolutely unsafe. So once you finish doing whatever you need to do and you want to save it, you simply navigate your way to File, and then you go to Save. We have Save and then we have Save As. But first, let's deal with Save. So now you quickly click on Save, and once you click on Save, it will tell you whether you want to save it to cloud document or you want to save it on your computer. For now, we're just interested in the computer. You can read more of these and saving on clouds to get to know more about it. But now let's save on the computer. All right, so we go straight to saving on computer. So what happens is that, oh, I don't want to save it here. I want to save it in this folder, PMW. Yes. Okay, so once you click the particular folder you want to save it in, for you it could be your desktop or whatever, but whatever the location, this particular toolbox, window will pop up, and then here it will be telling you file name. You need to give it a name. Well, if you want to save it as untitled.1, that's fine. You leave it like that, but whatever, you give it a name. So let's say that I want to give it church flyer. You quickly clean it and then you write there church flyer. And also the item, the save type is super important. There are different formats you can save your works. But for now, by default, it's set to PSD. PSD. Friends, PSD simply means that Photoshop documents. And maybe I'll explain more later. So basically, if you want more options, you just click on it. A lot more will pop up. There are several of them. We have JPEG, we have PNG, etc. I think you can, navigate through them and get to know more about it. But let's save it as Photoshop document, which is PSD. Okay, bam. So I click on save, and then you can read off whatever you need to read. It's a piece of information. Then you go to OK. Okay, so can you see now my flyer has been turned to, church flyer. The title has been changed to church flyer. Remember we did that. And when you go to that folder, I saved the work. Can you see it has appeared here? And as you can see, it is PSD. This format is called PSD format. It is in a format in which you can open it in Photoshop and edit everything. Okay, now that is for you about saving. Now there's also such a thing as save as. I'm sure these are general computer languages. If you go to save as, meaning you want to save it in a different name or format or whatsoever. Okay, now what we just did, remember you can use Ctrl plus S to acquire the same thing. If you press Ctrl plus S, you still go to the save option, or Ctrl Shift plus S, and then you'll be going to the save as options. Okay, so that is it for you on the saving. Remember, if you are saving, a lot of times we save them in PSD format. It means that we want to be able to open and edit them in PSD file in Photoshop software the next time we come to work on it. But let's assume that we are done with our work and we actually want to share. The reason for flyers is that we want to share so that people can get to see the creativity in it and also appreciate the design there, especially the information you are passing across. So let's assume you're done with this particular flyer and you want to save it as a picture. There are several formats of pictures. Okay, so if you want to save it as a picture, we call it exporting. It means you are exporting it from, the Photoshop software format into a different format, which could be JPEG and whatsoever. How do you export? You simply go to File, and then you navigate through, you see such a thing as Export. Good. Once you go to Export, there are several options here, but mostly you'll be using Quick Export as PNG or Export. So once you go to, let's say, export, this two panel actually pop up. This option panel actually pop up and you get to see your design. You see the size in which your picture would be. So 1.5. So it is telling you this is how it will look like. This is the preview, And the format here is quite important. There are several formats. You have the GIF format, we have the JPEG, we have the PNG format. They are all, picture forms. But often, if you want to be sharing, you probably would need it to, you need to save it on JPEG format. Okay, so let's assume all the settings, all of these other settings, the width and the height, you can play with them and you get to see the effect. But let's assume everything is perfect and you want to export. What you simply do is that you go to export, and it loads, and you select the particular folder in which you want to keep your export or export your picture to. So again, I've selected PMW. That's for me. Choose yours. Okay. So again, the export name, the picture name, is it church flyer? You can change it to any other thing. So let's say a church flyer image. Okay. And then we go to save. Great. So it's loading, and in some few minutes, bam, it is done. So now let's go to that folder and see what happens. Good. So you see, this is the first one, PSD, and this is the second one. This is now the picture. This is what you can pick and share on your Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, whatsoever, for people to see, and you'll be good. But this, you cannot share this, just like that via Instagram, Facebook, and all of that. You can probably share it to designers, those that are interested in wanting to edit the design. If you send them this, once they open, they are going to get, let me just click on it. They are going to get exactly this with all the layers and edit them to whatever format or style they prefer. Yeah, so that's basically about saving and exporting. That's the basic one. And also remember, if you want to export, you can just click on, hold Control plus Alt plus Shift plus W. Yes, if you do that, you literally go to the same point we came to when we went to export, and then you can export them. So as you can see, when you come to file and then you go to save as, you see the shortcut there, save as is Shift plus Control plus S. Save it. So they've got all the shortcuts you need to know, so you can just study it for yourself. Okay, now there's something else. Let's assume you wanted to save. Yes, if you actually went to save as well. Okay, let me go to save as if I want to save it differently. Okay, so you see, let's assume we are saving it again, and you go to save on computer, and then yes, we are still on that folder, which is the PM whatever. This place, remember I told you PSD is Photoshop document, editable file. You can actually click on that place and a whole lot of formats will come. And equally, you can get JPEG here, meaning it will be in a picture form. You see, it is also, this is an indirect way of exporting the design. So you can click on JPEG, and this one, maybe let me name it, nice flyer. Great. And then I click on save. Remember, we didn't export, we only saved, and yet look at a nice flyer. It has come in a picture form. When I click on it, it's a picture. It's not, it's not a PSD, it's a clear picture. So that means that it is an indirect way of also exporting. This one was exported, this one was saved in the JPEG whatsoever. Okay, let me delete this. I don't need it. Now let's come back here and let me show you one more thing. Assuming that you wanted to, export something without the background. So let's say you don't want this background to be there. Instead of going to file and going to export, you can quickly come to the layers. So let's assume these are the preachers layers. Can you see them? Good. They are the preachers layers. So I can just right click on it and I go to quick export. Quick export. Can you see? Preachers is going to be saved on that same, in that same folder. Then I go to save. Now let's go to our folder to see. Can you see? It has exported just the preachers for you. Okay. So now that's a way to export just features within, elements within a design without taking the entire background and all of that. Yeah, and you can do it in multiple. So let's assume this is the preacher, and let me go and delete the export I just did. That's gone. Okay, so now this is the preacher and this is the main text. Can you see it? Good. This is the time and date. Can you see it? Good. This is the header. Can you see it? Good. So let's assume I select all of them and then I export all of them together. Okay, it's going to be exported to the same folder. I go to select folder and save. Good. So can you see it has exported all of them independently, depending on how I categorize the layers because I categorize elements, and then like this, there are several of them inside, but I've named them all preachers. I've categorized them into one layer, so it will export them all together by the layers. Yeah, so basically these are the several formats and then ways to save your file. Remember, in PSD file, it means you can come again and open it and work on your work. In picture format, you cannot edit it directly again. It is not editable. You cannot edit it directly again like you do to the PSD files. Okay, I hope this helped you. God bless you.